Okay, today we're doing I feel when you because it's a sentence structure that is very powerful in terms of constructive anger management. This in a series of blogs I'm doing for my life coaching clients. While I'll mention family life skills, I want to make note that I am no representative of Paul Hegstrom nor family life skills. I do facilitate it, and I recommend that everyone on earth take his class because it really is life-changing, but it's important to note that I am not their representative. They haven't asked me to do this. This is purely for my life coaching clients. That said, what we're here to discuss is I feel when you because. It's a powerful piece of information for constructive anger management. I learned it from Sam Perrin, a psychologist who also happens to teach life skills. And he was really big on this, and for me it's been life-changing, so I'm sharing it today. What it is a statement that says, I feel blank when you blank because blank. What we have is people in relationship wind up in situations that foster anger, and this anger is perceived to be problematic in relationships. The truth is, anger isn't problematic in relationships. It's how we manage anger that we enter into issues that are actually destructive. So I say, pretty much what I've learned from life skills, that anger really can be a positive thing that can drive intimacy if you handle it well. And this sentence is one of the ways you can handle it well. So I'm just going to make up a situation. Let's say we have a boy who was raised by parents for whom nothing was ever enough. The parents, if it was an A, it should have been an A+. If you ran 5 miles, it should have been 10 miles. Whatever it was, not enough. Grew up this way. He gets married, and his wife leans towards the critical. And he could be responding like a 5, but he is responding like a 10, totally disproportionate to what she's doing. She may even have a heart to bless him and not recognize the way he is receiving what she is trying to offer. So he could either, when she's critical of him, explode and go crazy and make brand new marital problems, or he could say something like, I feel very diminished, I feel very overwhelmed, I feel hopeless. When you allow yourself such a license for criticism, because I really give you my best and I'm hoping to connect with some type of positive response, not always what it should have been or could have been. So what he's really doing is taking a situation that he finds himself angry in, and instead of responding in aggression, he's responding in emotional nakedness. He's telling her how he feels. Now let's note that there's a few rules here, like he didn't say I feel angry. Angry is just way too generic. Anger is always, 100% of the time, a secondary emotion. There's something underneath that drives the anger, and that's the feeling you want to identify when you say I feel. So let's say he feels overwhelmed, he feels hopeless, he feels diminished. Okay, these are all powerful feelings. That's how he feels. When you get to the when you, this is no opportunity for character assassination. The thing that belongs in this blank is a behavior. I feel overwhelmed when you are so quick to criticize me, let's say, because I'm doing the best I can, and I'm feeling like my best is enough, and I wish you would receive it that way. He's really being naked here. This is an opportunity that could have been for anger, but now it's going to build intimacy between these two. She takes a kinder heart. Maybe she never considered what it felt like to be in the receiving end of her criticism. Let's see if we can make this better. Maybe she herself is driven towards a high degree of excellence, if not perfection, and she never considered what it might feel like to be on the other end. So now suddenly she understands him better. She also understands herself better. They have just entered into a brand new place of intimacy because he had the emotional nakedness to do I feel when you because. Another important note here is that there's that 100% rule. That's another life skills concept that is very powerful. Meaning that I can't say that the way I feel is your fault. You make me feel diminished every time you. That's nonsense. I'm entirely responsible for my feelings. Maybe my wife is very critical, but I've either learned that my excellence has to do with who I am in Christ and not necessarily what I do. Now that I know that, I can't be made to feel less than when someone's critical, because I've grown there. So I can't make anybody else responsible for how I feel. That's a really important one here, because you really could use this sentence in a destructive way when you say, I feel diminished, when you're such an arrogant, self-absorbed, over-controlling, like you're just going to slam this person silly. That's not what this is meant for. It's all about me being naked, me being my own heart exposed to you when you engage in this behavior, because this is the baggage I bring to the table. We also don't want to make the other person codependent, that they should live around your baggage. We need to get over our baggage. But there's such a thing as setting boundaries, and it's good to set boundaries. And this I feel in you because is a great way to set some boundaries, because it comes with tenderness. It comes with exposure of self. Not a lot of people want to venture into the vulnerable, but then if you're married, vulnerable is what you took on board. You need to get there. Otherwise, you'll have two people living in the same house that may be married but have no relationship because the vulnerability is gone. This sentence is an entirely vulnerable thing. So, to wrap it up, before I wrap it up, let me say that the XYZ statement, you'll see this all over the internet. XYZ statements are the same thing. That goes like, when you do this behavior in situation Y, I feel Z. So when you do X in situation Y, I feel Z. Same thing. I don't care how you phrase. If you prefer that format, fine. If you like I feel when you because, that's what I prefer, that's fine. Remember, it's all about self-statements. The other person is about their behavior, not the character, not their heart, but just their behavior, how this feels to you. Because can't be about them. It's got to be about you. And it's also really, really important to remember, we can only make healthy choices for ourselves. So when you choose the vulnerability of an I feel when you because, I'd like to believe your partner is going to respond well, but maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe they're not going to handle it well. Maybe they're just too insecure to face that they've actually hurt you, and they're going to tell you why it's your fault that you feel the way. That's a whole other story. Their behavior does not drive you to be unhealthy. What I'm asking you to do is to choose to be healthy, to take the risk of I feel when you because, and let them do with what they're going to do. But you yourself have taken on a new place of wholeness, because you now approach your relationships from a place of boundaries, of intimacy. You've just become way more powerful in relationship. I hope the end of the story is such that they do get it, but let's have some healthy expectations about the way the story works out. You can only make healthy choices for yourself, and this is a great healthy choice. So that's it for today. Hope you have a nice day.